fellas, we're back at Pokemon Masters, and we're taking a look here at Summer Gardenia and Dhelmise at 1 out of 5 6-star EX with the support EX role invested into her, also known as Gardenia. Oh my gosh, whatever. So this, definitely my favorite character of the month for sure. Definitely up there in characters of the year so far as well, and she is good. She's got a lot of good tech utility stuff that is very, very helpful in a lot of different content, and I guess we'll just kind of go into it, right? So with her stats, she's got 844 health, 255 defense, 241 special defense. These are fine stats, nothing crazy, but they are pretty solid defensively. And then 430 special attack, 321 speed, not bad. Offense, it's not high, super high, but it is good, respectable, whatnot. And then 321 speed again, pretty decent as well, nothing crazy though. So the stats are all around solid, nothing bad, nothing phenomenal, I would say. She's got her trainer move here, which turns the field of play into Ghost Zone, which is her big tech. She sets Ghost Zone 3 separate times with her trainer move, her buddy move, and her sync field EX roll thing. And then with the trainer move as well, she's also got her ability to raise a special attack of an ally by 4 and crit as well by 3. So you can use this on an ally or you can use it on herself. You're generally going to use it on her though. I mean, all fields have the supportive type of ability, but for the most part, you're going to use that on themselves for their self-sufficiency. Though if you do pick up trainer move NPR in, you know, whatever move level they have it, it can be good for that. Outside of that, she's also got Metal Sound and Flash Cannon, stuff for like steel damage. Metal Sound's got the special defense debuffing perks, which also has what is basically Ripple Effect. They renamed it differently to make it, you know, more specific, but it's basically Ripple Effect. Like, there's not really any reason to say it isn't. So Metal Sound Ripple Effect basically for AoE special defense debuffs, -2, definitely really good for sure. And the Flash Cannon, again, for steel damage, could be good when combined with someone like Summer Tate or Variety Thornton or the like, right? And then her big thing, I guess, is the buddy move here. Summer Hue's Shadow Ball, which is activated pretty much all the time. It lowers enemy attack and special attack by 1, 20% chance to lower enemy special defense, and turns the field of play into Ghost Zone the first time it is successful. It is a 180 base power move that hits all enemies, so it is some AoE damage, it's AoE attack and special attack debuffs, and then also, again, the AoE special defense debuff from Metal Sound. So she's got good debuff utility. She's got the ability to set the 3 different Ghost Zones, as well as the ability to set Steel Zone. Yeah, she sets Steel Zone when she uses a status move the first time each battle, so Metal Sound, right? Which is good, right? She gives basically four different field effects with the 3 Ghost Zones and the 1 Steel Zone. So that's very good for sure. And then she's got her passive Grow Strong, which grants one of the following effects whenever a weather train zone is activated, when the user activates a weather training zone. I thought it was like whenever an ally does, but yeah, whenever she does specifically, it buffs 1 random stat of all allies by 2 and increases the special moves next of all allies by 1. So she's got that supportive ability, and she's also got the random buffing ability, which evasion could be good for the gauntlet, special attack could be good for maxing out her offenses, defenses could be good again for her defensive utility, that type of stuff. So without keeping us here too much longer, let's go ahead and look at how this stuff functions at 1 out of 5 in some battles. I got 2 stadium battles, a battle rally, and some ranking in the high score event that I felt like showcasing. So let's go ahead and hop into these battles and see how well 1 out of 5 Summer Gardenia can do in just content. I wouldn't say really high tier content, just content in general. Alright, so the first battle here is utilizing Summer Gardenia with Costume Eriott and Signature Dhelmise, using Gardenia's ability to do random buffs to potentially max out Eriott's evasion, as well as special attack, but Dhelmise also does that, so it's not really that important. But basically, you can max out the blind spot for Eriott, and also have the special defense debuffs from Gardenia using Metal Sound, also the special moves next buffs, which could be really good for some damage as well. So basically, Gardenia is really, really solid for any ghost special attacker, effectively. She's able to do the special defense debuffs, the special moves next buffing, the stat buffing, and of course setting Ghost Zone, right? We're able to do a ton of good damage. With that, and Eriott is obviously the, I guess, best case to highlight that because she is the strongest ghost type, right? But of course, you could also look at it from the aspect of using a weaker ghost type as well, like, you know, Chantal, Agatha, and I know they said weaker, but those are pretty pretty damn good options for being free, but that's not really the point, right? So again, here we're able to max out Eriott's, sorry, we didn't max out our evasion this turn, but we did max out our special attack with Elisa, and either way, we still got special attack buffs, sorry, special moves next buffs, and the ghost zone up, so still a great partner for Eriott. And the AoE special defense as well is going to be very good for damage. See 30,000 on the middle. Pretty solid all around. And if you did want to reset, you could for the evasion buffs, because again, Gardenia has 4 different instances of setting Ghost Zone. We used her support EX at the beginning of the battle over here as sync move initially, just so we could have that extended Ghost Zone as well as the support EX and the potential chance for +2 evasion. Didn't land it, but if you want to fish, that's kind of what I'm meaning, is like you can fish for these buffs, which is very good in like the legendary arenas and whatnot, so you can get those, you know, +2, +4, if you're fucking really lucky, +6 evasion, and just that can be helpful. Less so at 1 out of 5, but I mean still, right? I'd say it's good if you've got some sort of like gradual healing on her, but whatever. Point is, Gardenia definitely very functional as a supportive role character for a lot of other ghost attackers, which I think is her main role. This is a battle here I don't think should be taken too seriously in terms of showcasing potential, but it's mostly funny in the sense that if you activate a field effect with Signasuit How on your team, it will give the team +1 special moves next, but also if Gardenia is the one activating the field effect, then she also gives the team +1 special moves next. So basically, if we've got 2 characters here who can each set, we got How with 3 different field effects, or instances of setting field effects, and Gardenia with 4, and then also Marnie getting herself +3 special attack from the passive, or sorry, special moves next from her own passive, meaning we can basically get Marnie to +10 special moves next, effectively for free, while also being able to utilize Gardenia's support EX as well as her special defense debuffs with Metal Sound in order to empower Marnie's Fiery Wrath, which pretty wrathful, I must say. And Marnie's got the best, I guess, tech for this showcase because she's got the Protect Damage Guard as well as the Endurance. You could also do something similar with Ash, right? But Ash also isn't multi-target. But still, this is, again, less of a showcase and more just like a ha-ha funny moment, right? Where you can utilize Gardenia for special moves next ramping alongside another character and just do some really big burst damage, which I think could be very funny. Also, you can probably make that same type of, potentially same thing with like Signasuit's Iris or something, where he's got the own passive where every time he uses a status move, he can give himself special moves next, you know, that type of thing that I mentioned before. So, either way. Again, this isn't really like big showcase worthy battle, but I do think it's a funny thing to kind of note is Gardenia's ability to be supportive with the special moves next and the special defense debuffs. She can enhance not only ghost characters, which of course she is, you know, intended for, but she can also enhance pretty much all other special attackers, which is pretty cool to note. Alright, this battle rally battle, just gonna let y'all know, takes forever. This takes a good 4 minutes for me to actually complete, and I don't know if I can yap for 4 minutes straight. I don't even know why I use Flash Cannon. I recorded this battle a while ago, and I don't know why I use oh yeah, I used Flash Cannon so I could get the Shadow Ball activated, right? Probably could have, why did I just go for Metal Sound? This is the stuff that you put up with when you watch my content. I'm just gonna let you know that right now, proper. Anyway, the thing with this battle is it's the support field boost, which of course I do have Rika support EX rolled, so that, you know, obviously usage there. And we do have the one electric boost as well as a 1 poison damage booster. So if the enemy's poisoned, we get a power buff, and if we have an electric ally on the team, we get a stat buff. So that's the boost that I have active. And this is a battle challenge. I forget who it's actually for. Being honest, I think it's actually for, it might be for Thunderbolt Red. I may be misremembering, I'm not 100% sure, but it might be because they want to be paralyzed, and I think they want debuffs. Well, the offensive debuffs, though, so I'm actually not too sure on that. Either way, whatever. We're not using Thunderbolt Red anyway. Not that I would anyway for this battle. It would save him for quite a bit later. But, I mean, we're using Gardenia as our main DPS, which I will be frank when actually talking about this character, not really good for the role. She's not really meant to be a main DPS character. She's meant to be run alongside another one and enhancing them more so, or being able to do a little bit of damage alongside that character. Like, Costume Irida, Cygnus Sudora, Cynthia, and, well, Cynthia doesn't really do damage, she does a nuke, but still, you know, whatever. Potato, potato. And other, mostly ghost characters, right? But also, again, special attackers like Saw with Champion Marnie. But you can, I guess, take up the type of role with Gardenia if you really want to. I would say one of the other things is that Gardenia's Ghost Zone does not last nearly as long as you want. Well, in this instance, it does not last nearly as long as you want it to. Like, obviously, she's got a ton of instances of being able to use it, right? Which is great and all, but, like, point is, she has some issues where it might have some overlap, right? Where she has to use her buddy move, her trainer move, like pretty almost unconditionally. Those are two instances of Ghost Zone that are gone, and of course that's pretty much always going to be before she's able to use her sync move, because if you use it afterwards, then you just kind of reset your Ghost Zone from your Field EX roll, right? Which is obviously not nice. And also, if you use Metal Sound, then while you're setting Steel Zone, which isn't going to be enhancing you at all unless you're trying to do steel damage. That's another problem I think I have with Gardenia, but overall I don't think it really matters too much. We still end up finishing them off, and of course the special attack and physical attack debuffs were really good for our team sustainability. Otherwise, Rika would not have survived nearly as long as she did. I'm quite frankly surprised that Rika still survived nonetheless. But I guess that just goes to show that those offensive debuffs combined with Rika's tankiness does allow for some pretty easy clears, even on some of the harder like battle challenges and whatnot, which is obviously really good for sure. So using those offensive debuffs combined with Rika's defensive buffs, you got yourself a very bulky team, as well as Jasmine's defensive buffs as well, her healing and her endurance, all really good stuff. So that was all very nice, and that was the, I guess, support field battle rally showcase for Gardenia. Let's go on and finish this up by fighting the high score event. I hate that shit. And to finish off, here's the battle against the high score event, where we face a Sorolla with 630 strength. I will say, before anything else, this clear was presented to me by Dabbo. I will be linking his stuff in the description and whatnot. He's pretty high ranker, I guess, in the Legendary Gauntlet in general. Also puts out a ton of stuff for Anniversary Season content. Love that stuff. But whatever. More about this clear is that we're able to use Gardenia's special defense debuffs to activate Cynthia's nuke by the point that we have to, obviously, as well as her offensive debuffs, which enables Cynthia to actually survive her very weak self, Gardenia's sync move, which is really helpful. Alongside Morty's defensive buffs as well, and his flinches, giving us the win where we're able to use 3 sync moves before Ace Roller can even use her first one, which is very nice, of course, as well. Obviously, we're also set Ghost Zone with Gardenia as well. Apply defense buffs, which enable Cynthia's survivability even more, and speed buffs, which help out the team. Gauge, physical attack as well, again, empowering Cynthia's nuke. So the random buffs, if you do roll pretty much any of them, between attack, speed, and defense, are going to be helpful in this battle. So, yeah, and you've obviously got a pretty good chance of activating that, right? And as seen here, obviously, we did get the +2 defense, which is pretty helpful. Having speed would have been nice, but, oh well. And I almost quit there, but thankfully we had Cynthia survive with 3% health, which is pretty common in this run. Good lord. And also, Gardenia's ability to actually do damage here is very impactful, because I would not have won if it wasn't for that fact that Gardenia can actually do damage. So yeah, again, having the nuke of Cynthia almost fully activated by the time she gets to her first sync is very, very helpful. Again, that metal sound was very good for that. We're also able to do some pretty decent AoE damage, though I think that's a little bit less important here. And we were able to quad Q the flinch. Yay! I did not know you could actually do that, by the way, until now, that you could quad Q flinches as long as the enemy didn't have a trainer move activated, so that's fun. And then you had to do it twice. Whatever. Either way, Shadow Force there from Cynthia. We're able to reset the Ghost Zone as well with Cynthia, because we did... The one thing about this battle that I really hate was that if I wanted to, I could have used Gardenia's sync move, but for some reason, weird tech in the game makes it to where Decidueye's Resilience would have procced frame fucking early and would have messed up with my quad Q, so I had to use Morty's sync instead of Gardenia's, so sadly no support EX roll. There's your downside if you ever wanted to see one, but whatever. Again, this is 630 strength, and I think this is, bar not having Fall Phoebe, this is probably the best setup you can get for using a Sorolla if you're going to be trying to rank relatively high in the high score event. So, I mean, 82,000 points, let's go. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm trying to talk on behalf of all of the high-ranking Gauntlet players. If they want to leave a comment, go for that. But again, credit to Dabbo for helping me out with that clear. He basically babied me through it the whole time, which is really, really nice of him, and also pretty helpful, so yeah, whatever. But again, Gardenia was really good with her offensive debuffs. It's all that plus the defensive buffs that Morty was able to apply, and Gardenia was able to apply too, with her +2 defense from the random rays of her setting a Weather Train zone, is what enabled Cynthia to actually survive a Sorolla Sync move, because otherwise would have had to go lower strength. So thankfully we did not have to, right? But whatever. Anyway, those are my thoughts about Summer Gardenia as a whole. I really think she is a good unit. She's got a lot of good utility abilities. She's got some good damage on her as well. And overall, helping out Ghost as a type is very, very nice. And also just a ton of stuff. The debuffs, the zone setting, the damage, self-sufficiency, all really good stuff that I like from this character. And also the outfit, I think was obvious, you know, mama, woof, but whatever. Let me know what you think about Summer Gardenia down in the comments below. I'll probably be 3 out of 5ing her. I'm not sure if I'll do a showcase of that this year, maybe next year, or whenever we get like seasonal scouts or something, I'll get a 3 out of 5 Gardenia showcase out. I'm not really sure, but yeah, again, I'll see y'all later. Hope you all enjoyed. Peace.